morning of July 27th, I'm in Skagway, Alaska. Originally, I was going to spend the day there, but my plans changed. I walked around the city just playing the tourist. I met a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer at lunch. He told me the conditions going north from Skagway to Fairbanks were 5 times worse than what I'd already encountered. And I decided, since I was already in Alaska, that I wasn't going to go any further north, and decided to go south. The car was full of water from rain, and that was going to be a problem, but it was what it was. Went to bed early, and the next morning, July 28th, the plan is to be on the road early to get out of Skagway and get back to Fort Nelson. Well, I go up the pass. You're going straight up the side of the mountain, the Chilkoot Pass. It was famous back in the Klondike Gold Rush. But I got up to the top of the pass, and U.S. Customs was closed. I didn't need to go through U.S. Customs. I had to go to Canadian Customs, but I couldn't even get there because the fog, the rain, and as you got to the top of the pass, the snow was so bad, they had the pass closed for a little while. Well, it was raining. I had nothing to do. I was the only car there, by the way. I waited almost 45 minutes. No one ever came in either direction, but I did get out in the rain and try to clean as many of the bugs off as I could. Finally, the door opens. I get through Canadian Customs. I answer a few questions, no real issues, and I'm off rolling back towards Fort Nelson. I had to run heat until noon that day. The good news is that cleaned a lot of the condensation up. The bad news is I paid for it as the day goes on because it got progressively hotter. At one point, I got a little sleepy. I just pulled off the road, took a couple of pictures, got the chair out of the trunk of the car and sat by the river, just eating some crackers, drinking a bottle of water, and enjoying. Not one car went by for 20 minutes. All right. Only thing, I'd have been sitting there a little bit longer. The mosquitoes were so bad I had to get back in. I hit that dirt road detour again. The water standing in the floorboard when I left that morning was at a danger level. I was having arcing that was throwing all the switches off. I turn on the turn signals and the wipers had come on, and it just was a mess. The good part is, by the end of the day, the blazing heat, all the windows down, it dried everything up. I am getting constant rattles from everything now. The front suspension, right rear tailpipe, not found what it is. I've crawled under the car twice, never saw anything. I will go ahead and tell you, when I got back to the shop and put the car on the lift, I did find the right front shock absorber. The nut that holds it in had come completely out. I don't know how it didn't fall out. I got into Fort Nelson that evening and got ready to go the next day. The next morning, July 29th, Friday, I drive the 700 miles from Fort Nelson back to Edmonton. I was going to meet with John Van Ginkel at the Leduc Chrysler in Nisku, where they had stored the car in the trailer. I was going to meet up with John. John was nice enough to go get the ramp truck, pull the purple car on it, tie it down, hook up the empty trailer, and have it sitting at his house. We loaded the white car on the trailer, tied everything down. I pulled back to the hotel, and I got no issues at all. Saturday morning, July 31st, 2022, I drive from Edmonton, Alberta, all the way to Jamestown, North Dakota. Now, the good news is cars are loaded down. I'm in the ramp truck. I got air, I got cruise, I got radio, I got comfortable seats. We got it all. I left the hotel about 6 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to go as far as I could. Jamestown, North Dakota was the goal. That was somewhere between 900 and 1,000 miles. I had no issues. U.S. Customs asked me a whole lot of questions, checked the truck out, but no real issue, and I just kept going. Now, what happened was it got dark on me somewhere south of Minot, and the lights on that old ramp truck were pretty bad and just plastered with bugs, and the last 30 miles or so, I am limping in. I get to the hotel. I am lucky enough, and I remember this ramp truck is 57 feet long. I'm lucky enough to be able to back into a spot there and park. On August 1st, got up real early again in the morning and started driving. And I thought, I'm going to go as far as I can go. And 1,100 miles later at 2:45 in the morning on Monday, August 2nd, 2022, I pull back in to the shop in Jeffersonville, Indiana, without issues, without problems, without anything. Now the postscript to the whole trip. So the trip's done, the last 2 days uneventful. The cars were disasters. It took me 1 full day just to clean the ramp truck. It took me another full day to clean the purple Hemi. White car, I have never had anything like this. I first put it up on the lift and checked everything I could. I've already mentioned the shock that had come loose. I really didn't find anything else of any real problems. It took me 3 full days to clean that white car, top, bottom, inside and out.
I believe firmly the cars need to be driven. I think there is a screw loose if you think you want to drive it to Alaska. The risk that you are taking is more than most of us are willing to admit. Although I have a lot of confidence in my ability in the car, a lot of that is somewhat misplaced. You are in a remote area. There is some crime, nothing significant. 99.9% of the people will help you. I would suggest if you're going to take a trip, stay on paved roads. All right, stay on paved roads. I won't be driving the Alaska Highway again. I'll even tell you, I wouldn't drive the Alaska Highway again now in anything other than an extreme heavy-duty four-wheel drive pickup, because the mechanical stuff just from driving those roads, it really tears stuff up. I can fix a 50-year-old car. I couldn't fix a 2-year-old electronic instrument vehicle. I couldn't fix that. But I'm going to challenge you guys. My plans are my plans, and I don't know what they're going to be. Why don't you guys, you ladies, make a plan to take your car somewhere that it's never been? Not that local show. There's nothing wrong with local shows. Take it 100 miles away. What I like doing, I'm in Metro Louisville, and Jean and I, my wife and I like it wonderfully. I'll drive 120 miles. There's a car show this weekend in a little community called Bird's Eye, Indiana. Well, let me tell you, there's a pretty good chance one of these Superbirds will show up there if the weather's good. All right, take it to places that they don't get to see these cars. And you don't need no stinking wing car. A nice older car that nobody's seen. I challenge you to take your car out of your normal car show. Take it out to where people can enjoy it, because you know what? You're a caretaker just like me. I hope to talk to you sometime soon, but I really appreciate you guys. Your good comments really get us going. And more importantly, I appreciate the people that love sitting in these cars and enjoying them. Thank you.